Hello. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is titled People Just Refuse to Be Consistent. So the other day, I was scrolling through YouTube, the endless rabbit hole, and I stumbled across this news story. Apparently, a state here in America is planning to use nitrogen gas to execute someone on death row. Now, I know the death penalty is one of those topics that everyone has an opinion on. It's been debated for ages. Some people are all in favor of it, others think it's barbaric and should be abolished. And hey, I get it. People are passionate about this issue, and no one ever agrees 100% on how we should handle it. But what really got me thinking was the method. Nitrogen gas. It struck a chord, and I found myself asking, where have I heard that before? Then it hit me. Gas chambers. The Nazis used gas chambers during the Holocaust. And look, I'm not saying that executing criminals today is the same as what the Nazis did. The Nazis were exterminating innocent people, men, women, children, people who had done nothing wrong. But hear me out, because that's not the point I'm trying to make. What I am saying is this: if we all agree that using gas on people is horrific when it's done to innocent folks, shouldn't we also agree that it's wrong to do it to anyone? I mean, if something is morally wrong, does it really matter who it's happening to? Because to me, wrong is wrong. If using gas to kill people is a line we shouldn't cross, why are we okay crossing it when it's someone we've deemed as bad or guilty? It's the inconsistency that gets me. This is the thing that drives me crazy about people. They don't want to be consistent. They only care about what's happening when it serves their narrative. If the same method of killing was being used on someone they care about or in a situation that hits close to home, they'd be up in arms. But if it's used on someone they don't like, suddenly it's fine. Like, really? If you're okay with gassing criminals because they've done horrible things, then you're saying it's not the method that's wrong. Just the context. That doesn't sit right with me. This pattern shows up all the time. People say they stand against something, but when the tables turn, they make exceptions. It's like they've got these rules, but those rules only apply when it's convenient for them. If something's wrong, it should be wrong, no matter the context. It doesn't magically become acceptable because we've decided the person deserves it. And I think that's what bothers me the most. How people will justify things when it suits them. It's like they pick and choose their values depending on who's involved. If it's their enemy, they're cool with certain actions. If it's someone they care about or identify with, then it's suddenly immoral. I'm just sitting here thinking, where's the consistency? If we're going to take a moral stand, shouldn't it be based on principles that apply all the time, not just when we feel like it? I see this in other areas too. People say things that sound deep and righteous, but when you peel back the layers, their argument doesn't hold up. It's like they're just tossing ideas around without thinking them through. They talk in circles, and none of it makes sense in the end. You can't say you're against something and then turn around and support it in different circumstances without acknowledging that you're contradicting yourself. And look, I'm not out here trying to pick apart every little thing people say. I'm not the type of person to go after someone for how they speak or the way they express themselves. But it's hard not to notice when people aren't being consistent in their arguments. When you say one thing and do the opposite, it kind of makes me wonder if you really believe what you're saying in the first place. If you were truly against something, you'd be against it across the board, not just when it's convenient for you. Honestly, sometimes I feel like people don't even realize they're doing this. They don't take a step back and actually analyze their own thoughts. They'll say, I'm against this. But what they really mean is, I'm against this when it happens to people I care about. And that's where the inconsistency lies. Anyway, I could go on about this forever, but you get the point. Consistency matters. If something's wrong, it's wrong no matter who it happens to. People just need to stop picking and choosing when to apply their morals and actually stand by what they say. Otherwise, it's all just empty words, isn't it? All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for sticking around and listening to this episode of Moore's October Rants. As always, I appreciate your time. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Signing out. Have a good one. Goodbye.